CareScape RH60 operation, patient ventilation. In this video, we will be going over setting a ventilation in backup mode, the setting limit indicators, starting patient ventilation, pausing ventilation, and parking the circuit. Ventilation modes are selected through the current mode button, located on the lower left-hand corner of the display. Ventilation modes may be changed in standby or during ventilation. Now that I opened up current mode, let's go ahead and zoom in on this. The mode menu is broken down into sections. First, this is a list of all the modes of mechanical ventilation. I have either a full list or partial list I can select depending on user defaults. And then in the middle are all the settings associated with the highlighted mode of ventilation, and to the right is mode features. To change the ventilation mode, simply touch the desired mode of ventilation. As you can see, highlighted is Assist Control PRVC, and to the right I'm making mode feature changes. I'm turning off my tube comp. You can uncheck or check the other features. I'm going to go over this in another video, so I'm just checking all these. To make any parameter changes, you want to select the parameter you want to change, and I'm going to change my inspiratory time. And now I'm going to confirm the mode of ventilation by touching in the bottom middle portion of the display the little green confirm key, and this is confirming my new mode of ventilation. As you can see, I confirmed the mode change, and the current mode is Assist Control PRVC. Now let's go ahead and set a backup mode, and I'm going to select backup. Now your backup mode can be any mode of ventilation that provides a mandatory respiratory rate. Let's look at the settings. You'll notice some are light gray, and these light gray settings are determined by your main settings from your current mode of ventilation. They cannot be changed. And then you have dark gray. They can be totally different setting values from your current mode of ventilation. I'm using PRVC or Assist Control PRVC, so I'm going to switch my backup mode so it matches this. So I'm changing this to Assist Control PRVC, and I'm going to change my inspiratory time, my backup, to 1 second. And then I could change the other dark gray parameters if I wanted to. And let's go ahead and confirm this as my backup mode now by selecting the green button. Setting limit indicators are visual indicators that show when parameters are approaching their setting limit. To demonstrate this, I'm going to zoom in on my settings so we can see the setting limit indicators, and above the settings I'm going to zoom in on my tidal volume and my additional information window. And we're going to look at the setting when I adjust tidal volume, and we'll look at our measured IE ratio, or my set IE ratio, sorry. This is going to be my set IE ratio based on my settings. And you should notice on the top hand portion it's currently green, and then it's going to go red where I'm getting to a limit. And you might have noticed that my IE ratio changed to yellow and red itself, showing that we're at a maximum level. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and you can see the message that we're at the maximum IE ratio. And it's giving me a recommendation that I would need to increase my flow or reduce my rate to deliver a higher tidal volume. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to zoom in on my flow rate instead. So as you can see, I changed up my flow. And let's look at my IE ratio and everything under my additional information window. So I'm going to adjust my flow rate. And you can notice it's green, and you need to notice the IE ratio is in yellow. Now it's in a good place. So I increased my flow rate. Since I increased my flow rate, I could go back and I could adjust my tidal volume and set my tidal volume higher if I wanted to. So I zoomed into my tidal volume again, and as you notice, I can go a lot higher since I adjust my flow rate and I'm at my maximum setting. This is just one example of a limit indicator. The device operator will always start and end ventilation in the standby screen. To start ventilation, simply touch the Start Ventilation button. Ventilation will not start until I hit Start Ventilation. So in this scenario, I'm going to show you if I just hook up the patient without hitting Start Ventilation, nothing is going to happen. I'm just going to get this very high risk alarm that my patient's connected, and I cannot silence the alarm by either pushing the display silence or even the hard key. So that's why this button's the most important thing. To pause ventilation, simply touch the key under the additional information portion of the display that looks like a hand icon. So I'm going to select this. I'm just going to enlarge this to zoom in, and then you'd push pause ventilation. This is just a cautionary warning. Are you sure you want to pause ventilation or put the ventilator in standby? Let's go ahead and pause ventilation. I'm going to touch the button that's red that says pause ventilation, and this will put the ventilator back in standby. Park circuit allows the patient circuit to be occluded without the ventilator alarming while in standby. Now let's demonstrate the park circuit function. I'm going to go ahead and park the circuit. I'm going to use our stainless steel occlusion port on the ventilator itself. And once I occlude it, the ventilator is going to start alarming. To stop this, all I'm going to do is select the Park Circuit button, and it will stop all alarms.